Good morning, students. I'm Praveen Thakur here with your Standard 3 SST. Students, in my previous video, gave you a little introduction of Delhi, that is the capital of India. Today, I'll continue with the introduction of Delhi and some facts about Delhi. Introduction. New Delhi is the capital and the third largest city of India, is a fusion of the ancient and the modern. So, what is the fusion? Fusion means a mixture of modern and ancient. Ancient means long time before. Like in my previous video, I explained you Delhi was ruled by the Mughals, conquered by the Mughals, then the British ruled, and now in the ancient period just now, we Indians are ruling it, and it is our country, our capital. The west end of Gangetic Plain, the capital city, Delhi, unwinds a picture rich with culture, architectures, and human diversity, deep in history, monuments, museums, galleries, gardens, and exotic shows, comprising of two contrasting yet harmonious parts, the Old Delhi and New Delhi. The city is a travel hub of northern India. Delhi is divided into two parts, the Old Delhi and New Delhi. Old Delhi, the ancient things, monuments you can find, and New Delhi, it was designed by Edward Lutyens, and the city's roads are very broad and wide, and lot of flyovers are there to reach any part of the city. The Rashtrapati Bhavan, the president rules over the whole of the country. The city that has served as the political, financial, and cultural centers for generations and to the several empires of ancient India, most notably that of the Mughals. So we can see the Mughals architecture, the British architecture, and the Indian architecture. So that is why it is known as the fusion of the ancient and modern culture. Where is New Delhi located? As shown in the map of India, you can see Delhi is located at the bank of river Yamuna in the north part of India. As you can see in the map out here, where you can see Delhi in the northern part, and beside it the river Yamuna. It is in the banks of the river Yamuna. What is the climate of Delhi? Delhi has an extreme climate. Extreme means in the summer it becomes very hot, and in the winter it becomes very cold. The temperature reaches up to 45 degrees Celsius in the time of winter season. In the month of July, August, and September, there is heavy rain due to oceanic origin penetrates in the region. So there is heavy rainfall, and sometimes such heavy rains are there that the Delhi becomes flooded, and it becomes very impossible to travel from one place to another. The summers of Delhi are very hot and the winters are very cold. So it reaches up to 45 degrees Celsius. In the summer also it reaches up to 39 to 40 degrees Celsius, and in the winter it reaches up to 4 to 6 degrees. In winter it becomes very cold. So this was the temperature of Delhi. Delhi, the capital of. Now let us see the historical background of Delhi. What is its background? Delhi, the capital of India, has a strong historical background. Historical means previous. It was ruled by some of the most powerful emperors in Indian history. The history of the city is as old as the epic Mahabharata. So all of you have read about Ramayana and Mahabharata. So Mahabharata is written out here. Why? Because Delhi was made by Pandavas. So Pandavas and Kauravas, they were cousins, brothers. So it was made by the Pandavas, and the name of Delhi was at that time Indraprasth. The town was known as Indraprasth, where Pandavas used to rule. So they ruled over this city, that is Delhi, which was previously known as Indraprasth. The earliest reference to a settlement in the Delhi area is found in the Mahabharata, an epic narrative about two groups of warring cousins, the Pandavas and the Kauravas, both descendants of the Prince Bharat. According to the narrative, a city called Indraprasth, city of the god Indra, built about 1400 BC, was the capital of the Pandavas. Although nothing remains of Indraprasth, legend holds it to have been a thriving city. Thriving means very much developed city, Indraprasth, because it was ruled by the Pandavas. And then Delhi seems to have been made in the 1st century BCE. Slowly, development took place, and Indraprasth in the 1st century, when Raja Dhillu built a city near the site of the future Qutub Minar tower. In present also Qutub Minar is still there. So Dhillu, by the name of Raja Dhillu, it changed to Delhi. The state government is called the Government of the National Capital Territory of India. Government of NCT, that is National Capital Territory, or simply Government of Delhi. Seat of government, New Delhi. Who is the Chief Minister of New Delhi? Most of you must be knowing Arvind Kejriwal. And Deputy Chief Minister, Manoj Sisodia. Chief Secretary, Vijay Kumar Dev, IAS officer. So this was about the government. The Rashtrapati Bhavan, Supreme Court, it is also in New Delhi. Rashtrapati Bhavan, they rule, the whole of country is ruled from there. Now let us see some places worth visiting in New Delhi. Can you see this picture and tell me what it is? What does this monument look like? It looks like a flower. Which flower? Lotus. So this is the Lotus Temple. This was not built very ancient, it was built in recent times. Located in the national capital of New Delhi, the Lotus Temple is an edifice dedicated to the Baha'i faith. So we have a lot of religions, so the Baha'i is also a religion, and this was built by the Baha'i people. The magnificent structure of this building unfolds in the form of a stupendous white petal. Petal means the leaves, the flowers of the whole flower, and then one petals are there, that is known as petals, and is one of the most visited establishments in the world. The design of this shrine was conceptualized by the Canadian architect Faribaaz Sahaba. So Faribaaz Sahaba was the one who designed this Lotus Temple, and it was completed in the year 1986. So it is recent, nearly 35 years before. This temple seems to propagate the oneness of the Almighty and is open to all regardless of their nationality. So whichever religion, whichever caste, whichever country you are, anyone can go and visit this place. It is a very peaceful place. Once when you go inside, the Lotus Temple is one of the 7 Baha'i house of worship. So where you can go and offer prayer. Any people, any caste, any religion, any country, anyone can go there and offer their prayer in this marvelous shrine, that is the Lotus Temple. Now can you see what is this? Anyone can tell me what is this? No? It is little far. Should I bring it a little closer? Now it is little more closer. Now who can tell me what is this? This is the Qutub Minar. The Qutub Minar, also spelled as Qutub Minar and Qutub Minar, is a minaret and victory tower that forms part of the Qutub complex. height 72.5 meters, that is 238 feet. Now let us read something more about this. A Qutub Minar is one of the highest minarets in India with a height of 73 meters. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the tallest brick minaret in the world. So it has a resemblance, significance that made of bricks only, and it is 73 meters. So no monument of 73 meters only made by bricks is there in the world. So this is unique. The nearest metro station, Qutub Minar metro station, near railway station, Old Delhi railway station, Akashmiri Gate bus stand is the bus stand, airport Indira Gandhi International Airport. Now let us see who built the Qutub Minar and why. Around 1192, just now we are in 2021. In 1192, so imagine how many years before, Qutb Uddin Aibak envisioned Qutub Minar, but only he got to complete the basement. That is the downside he made of the Qutub Minar. The construction was later taken over by his successor Iltutmish, who constructed 3 more stories of the tower. So first it was started by Qutb Uddin Aibak, who made the lower part. Then 3 stories more was made by his son Iltutmish, and then after that Firoz Shah Tughlaq constructed the last 2 stories. So there are 5 stories, that is 5 floors. The tower was built as a victory monument to celebrate the Muslim dominance over Delhi after the defeat of the last Hindu ruler Prithviraj Chauhan. So Qutb Uddin Aibak, he defeated Prithviraj Chauhan, and because his soldiers fought very bravely, he constructed this Qutub Minar, that is 773 meters. So he started, but he could not complete it. Then his son made 3 floors, and after that his son made 2 more floors, all of bricks. So that is why it is very unique. So UNESCO, that is in the world, they look after the welfare of these monuments that is so old. Nowadays you will not find these type of monuments. So they care about it, they take care that this heritage stands still and nothing is damaged. They repair it, whatever damage is being done. So we are Indians feel very proud to see this tower is in India. So this was the history of Qutub Minar. So students, today I am going to explain you only so much. Rest again in my next video. Thank you students and take care.